Hello. Okay. Voice is not repeating. Ankit, okay. You're on call. Okay. It's not audible. Can you speak something?
Hello.
Check it. This is audible. Why we are not audible? Hello.
Hi, Pallavi.
Saurabh. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
इसको क्लोज कर देते हैं बिकॉज यूट्यूब लाइव की आवाज रिपीट होगी ना ये बंद करूंगी तो
नहीं वही बंद करोगे तो पूरा जाएगा
हाँ
फिर ये
यूट्यूब कैसे क्लोज
क्लोज करना है। अगर यहाँ से क्रॉस कर दूं तो
करो एक बार
बंद तो नहीं होगा ना यूट्यूब लाइव।
चेक करना यूट्यूब पे जाके देखना अभी नहीं
स्टॉप लाइव स्ट्रीम।
ठीक है इट इज कूल तो मेरी आवाज नहीं लग रहा वहां पे
हाँ
Swati, are we audible? Can you just confirm? Swati, can you hear us? Swati is also not audible.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, perfect.
We can hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the confirmation. Yeah, perfect. इसको भी co-host बना दो। अगर share कर लो। Harsh. Your faces.
Yeah, give me water once.
I'm just checking the video. Yeah, now it's better.
We can start now.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Before I start the meeting, Toastmaster, do you have any idea about any lost and found bag outside?
But why are you asking it?
Because everyone's energy is missing. So, good morning, everyone.
Good
morning. Let's start the meeting with a round of applause. My name is Harsh, and today I am Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. I welcome you to the 505th meeting of Eloquent Toastmasters Club Gurgaon.
Press the button.
Toastmaster International has a collective mission to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Here are a few necessary rules that we follow at Toastmasters for the smooth conduction of the meeting. The first rule will begin with a small task of 30 seconds in which we will put our phone at silence mode. So your time starts now. Okay, the second rule is please try to avoid talking about any topic in derogatory manner. The third rule is please do not cross talk unless there is an emergency. Please do not enter or leave the room when someone is speaking on the stage. For the online audience, please turn off your audio and video if you are stepping out. Today's meeting is really special because post installation and training of our new EC committee, this is our first meeting, and we will try our best to deliver our best. Before I hand over the stage to our presiding officer, I want you all to participate in a small activity that, trust me, that will fill this meeting with a lot of positive vibes. So the activity goes like this: we all have to introduce ourselves in just one sentence, that too with just our first name. The only catch is before our first name, we need to add an adjective that defines you. I will give you an example, don't worry. And try to use an adjective that has the first letter same as your name's first letter. For example, it can be, hi, my name is Happy Harsh. Hi, my name is Humorous Harsh, Handsome Harsh, but not like I'm horrible Harsh or hostile Harsh. I'm giving you 20 seconds so that you can think, then we can start. And for the online audience, you guys can also participate. And while introducing, please try to put as much as energy you can, as much as proud you can be of your name. So yeah. We start.
Yes.
So we can start from the.
I can't think of any adjective, but maybe reckless rush me.
Okay.
My name is Vivanshu and I would like to say V as in Victor.
Victor. Nice.
My name is Authenticate Anil.
Wow.
Ambitious.
Sir.
Okay, so I'm Gemini Gautam.
Lazy Saurav.
Okay. No one is judging.
Awesome, Ayush.
Yes.
Hip Hopper Pallavi.
Sorry, my name is Ashish, but I can't think of any adjective in case.
It's okay.
Hi, my name is Sachin, and it's like Smart Sachin.
Smart Sachin. For the online audience, you guys can follow this, like click on participants tab and follow the sequence. And
Hi.
you can start.
Hi, my name is Rapid Rohan.
Okay. Next.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Swati.
Darshan, you can say.
Bashing Darshan.
So,
Confused Sagar.
Guess Sagar. And he told right just now.
Confused
Avni, you can say
Sagar.
something. Confused Sagar. Yes. Avni, you can say something.
Hi, amazing Avni.
That's good. So, it's the time when I would like to hand over to our presiding officer. I would like to introduce her also. She's a performance marketer who helps brands grow online. Outside of work, she's a part-time digital nomad who loves solo backpacking trips. Lately, she has been exploring creative side by learning piano. So, let's give a huge round of applause. I welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Rashmi.
thank you, Sergeant Arms, for the gracious introduction. I truly appreciate it. A very warm welcome to the Eloquent Toastmasters meeting, where we continuously hone our public speaking and leadership skills. I'm thrilled to see some new faces today, and we would love to know you a little better. So let's start with a quick round of introduction. Online audience, I would really appreciate if you could turn on your cameras, guest Sagar if it's possible for you. In the meantime, let's hear from the in-person audience. Sir, could you please come on the stage?
Thank you so much. My name is Ashish, and I'm living in Gurgaon with my wife. I'm almost 32 years old, and I'm currently working with Macquarie as a platform executive. And I'm here to improve my public speaking skill and leadership skill. Thanks for having me here. Thank you.
Let's hear from you, sir. Come to the stage.
Hello everyone. This is Sachin Bansal. By profession, I'm a chartered accountant and working as a management and then algorithm marshal. So I'm living in Sector 47. So this is my second time I'm attending this meeting as a guest. I'd love to hear more and eager to do my topic.
Yes, bottom. Yeah. Just one second, there is some echo. Swati, could you please mute yourself?
Yep, I'm muted from my system itself, so shouldn't be any issue from my end.
Hi, good morning, guys. I'm Gautam Saraf. I'm the co-founder of a startup which is operating right from this India Accelerator. So that's how I got to know. Thank you so much, Rashmi, for coordinating. I am largely here to understand what Toastmaster is. I really do not know anything about it. One of my friend in the network meeting told me that go and attend this. It'll help you be better. So I'm here and thank you so much for having me here. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
We are absolutely delighted to have you, sir. Okay, let's hear from guest Ankit now.
Very warm good morning, everyone. My name is Ankit Singh Shah. I am an ERP consultant and currently living in Gurugram. Basically, belong from Uttarakhand. Love to track and play football. Thank you.
Let's hear from guest Sagar. Yes, Sagar, could you please introduce yourself?
Oh, hi, Sagar on this side, and I'm a meteorologist by profession, and I'm a frequent procrastinator. I've been procrastinating for last 2 years. Yeah, that's my introduction.
Okay, thank you, Sagar. Okay, let's hear from sir.
So my name is Saurabh and I work as an AI solutions advocate here in Gurgaon. I come from Uttar Pradesh. I come from an army background. My dad used to serve, and yeah, I like to know more about things, talk to people, convey my thoughts, opinions, and be aware about things in general. Yeah.
You're definitely at the right place then. Okay. I'm not missing any guests, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if you have any questions regarding our meeting, our clubs, or if you're considering becoming a member, then reach out to our VP membership, Toastmaster Vivanshu. Toastmaster Vivanshu, can you just wave to everyone? Yeah. He will help you out and guide you through all the questions. All right. So before we officially kick off today's meeting, I would like to take a moment to proudly welcome our new members, Toastmaster Aklank, Toastmaster Avni. Toastmaster Avni, she has joined us online. Toastmaster Anil and Toastmaster Rohan. So let's give a huge round of applause for all. You are no longer as our guest. You guys are now an integral part of Eloquent Toastmasters family, and we are so excited to grow with all of you. Okay, so let's start with today's meeting. And I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pallavi, who is also our VP Education. So especially for all the new members, if you have any questions, doubts regarding the Toastmaster journey, which pathway is right to choose, so she's here to guide and support you with all of your questions. So let's welcome Toastmaster Pallavi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Good morning, everyone. I'm Pallavi Singh. I'll be your Toastmaster of the day. Before we start the meeting, I'll share the agenda. I would like to do a small activity with all of you because I believe it's Saturday morning and everybody might have a very hectic week. I'm assuming that a lot of people are from corporate world. So please stand up. Online audience, you can also please stand up. Okay. Now, what you have to do is do 10 jumping jacks. Yeah, you don't have to use hands because you'll hit the next person. So just jump on the spot. 10. Come on. I'll count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's shake hands. 10 seconds again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, fast, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can take a seat. How are you feeling now? Are you feeling more energetic? Much better? Perfect. Now it's time to start the meeting. Generally, Toastmaster meeting has an agenda which is divided into 3 sections: prepared speech, table topic, and evaluation. But today's meeting is indeed special. We have our evaluation workshop by Toastmaster Ayushi, followed by table topic. So I would like to continue the meeting by introducing our timer of the day, Toastmaster Aklank. Would you please come on stage and share the timer guidelines? Please clap for him, Toastmaster Aklank.
So, hello team. For impromptu speech, you will get 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green flag. At 1.5, I'll raise yellow, and at 2, I'll raise red. Similarly, for evaluation, you will get 2 to 3 minutes. And for workshop, it's for 60 minutes. Shall I elaborate that as well?
No, that's not required.
And yes, so evaluation would be between 2 to 3 minutes. For 2 minutes, again, it would be green. And for 2.5, it would be yellow. And for 3 minutes, it would be red. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aklank. Now it's time that I call Toastmaster Ayushi on stage. She will be taking evaluation workshop for all of us. Please make sure that you take notes. It's the best way of learning. Use copy or your phones, but make sure that you write pointers. Toastmaster Ayushi?
Toastmaster Valerie. Am I audible and visible? Online audience, can you give me a thumbs up? Perfect. Thank you. How many of you have done an evaluation before? Only one? In
Evaluation.
Toastmasters, evaluation could be anything like asking your kids to not put their hand in the dirty bin, or giving your feedback to a junior in your office that you should make the presentation according to the guidelines, not what your heart desires. Or even in here, evaluating a speech for 2 to 3 minutes. If you have ever done that,
Will self-evaluation come? What?
Good. Everyone already has done an evaluation. To formalize what an evaluation is a feedback that helps the receiver know what went well, what could have been done better, and a clear call to action as to what will help them improve. Right? If I have to. Okay, I'll share the screen later. So that is, in a nutshell, what evaluation is. Today, we'll discuss how to give an effective evaluation. But before we do that, let me tell you how the workshop will go. I will call on a volunteer speaker here. We will give 1 to 2 minutes of a speech on the topic that I give you. I'll present you with 2 evaluations, and you would have to tell me which one worked and why. Then we'll discuss how you can give an evaluation. We'll have an activity planned afterwards as well. There'll be another speaker who'll give a speech, and you all will have to evaluate them. A really fun activity. Then we'll have the question and answers, and then we'll proceed. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, great. So I need a brave volunteer who would like to give a table topic speech. Table topic speech we are considering because 5 to 7 minute speech would be too long and we have limited time, just a 2-hour meeting to cover it all. Ideally, here in Toastmasters, you will be evaluating 5 to 7 minute speeches. But we are running short on time. We have to squeeze a lot of stuff in here, so we just have 1 to 2 minute speech. So, who is the volunteer? Me. Okay, yeah, please go.
You have to choose. You have to You want the Toastmasters, I'll choose you, okay?
Okay,
You already
yes,
go. Come.
yes. Please, what's your name? Laksha. Laksha. Thank you. Laksha, the topic for you is the more I learn, the less I know. The more I learn, the less I know. Laksha.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, topic of the day for me is the more I learn, the less I know. The first thing that came up in my mind while thinking about this sentence was consumer behavior. The reason is that whenever you go to a showroom and there are a lot of options when you have to shop clothes, it is very, very difficult to find the one that will fit you best. In consumer psychology, it is often said that whenever you are bombarded with a lot of options, it is very difficult to make a choice. Remember the days when a shopkeeper used to show you 5 clothes and you would buy one, come back happily and more satisfied than the world of today's times. I've also noticed that the more information that we're bombarded on Instagram these days has changed the way we operate in the today's world. Have you noticed that your brain starts to fog whenever you keep scrolling reels? There are multiple topics of interest. Obviously, they are those topics which are very close to your heart because it is working on algorithm after all. But there is still a kind of fog that you keep feeling in the brain. So what is it? It is because we have stopped giving spaces to ourselves as a human being. When was the last time you went to a park and enjoyed a nature walk? When was the last time you sat with your grandparent and forgot about the time? we are very low on the gaps that we have given in our life. We are always bombarded with a lot of options around, and it is good to take breaks. That's all. That's all. I have to think of. Thank you.
Give a round of applause. That is excellent. Thank you so much for your speech, Laksha. Okay. So, evaluate her speech. These are the notes that I took. Laksha, the topic given to her was the more I learn, the less I know. I like the way she started her speech. She repeated the topic and then she spoke about customer behavior. There was customer psychology. She talked about different metrics that go into while we make a decision and how it leaves us happy and satisfied when we have limited options but not more. So I really like the thought clarity you had. You made a contrast where when you are bombarded with a lot of options, there is cloud brain fogginess. You gave consumer psychology example and Instagram example. And when we have limited or slow paced examples like of the grandparent, forget just how fast the time is moving and the time is quite, it feels like it's too much of time. So yeah, I like the way you presented your speech. Very clear thought clarity, and it was really nice listening to you. Thank you. Okay, now that you heard my evaluation, my first question to you is, what can she do with my evaluation?
Improvise next time.
Improvise next time. How?
There was no clear call to action in the evaluation. All the good points were definitely iterated, but what are the opportunities for improvement? Those were missing, and certain call to action.
That is a good observation. Okay, what else? What else? If you were the speaker in her place, would you have felt that, okay, I got some value out of her evaluation? Yes or no? You can say no. You can say no. Good. Now, this is the evaluation that I am going to give you. Make notes if you want to, and then tell me what could have been better. Okay, Lakshya, thank you so much for giving your speech. The best part about your speech was that you had a very clear thought process. You talked about customer psychology, you moved on to the online examples, and then you talked about a good example. So you stated the problem, you gave the root cause of the problem, and then you even gave a solution on how possibly we can avoid the fogginess, the overwhelming of choices. I think what I observed in your speech was you were quite clear in your thoughts. You had great thought clarity. You had specific gestures. Being a theoretical answer, conceptual answer, you made really fairly good points. And you were quite comfortable with the audience. It didn't feel like, even though I'm not a psychology major or specialize in that area, you made it simple for all of us to understand. That is excellent. It really made me feel that I can relate to you because it happens to all of us, but somehow it's really difficult to articulate into words, and you did it very well. One thing that I believe that you can make it better is the examples that you shared about the customer psychology of different choices we get when we go out for shopping, and the Instagram fogginess, and sitting with a loved one. I felt that you have felt it yourself, these experiences. So instead of narrating it out, give an example that you were really clouded by 5 pieces of dresses and you had to choose one. How was it different? I would have liked to hear that. But apart from that, very clear thought of clarity, very comfortable with the audience. You made a complicated topic really easy to understand. And good luck with your next class. Okay, now my question to you is, if you were in her place, what call to action would you get? What kind of evaluation would you get? Like, what would you feel? What did you learn from the evaluation? What you did well? What could have been better? And one call to action that
you would need in order to. Okay, a complicated of the question. What value did you got out of the evaluation?
What needs to be improved?
What needs to be improved? It was there this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you have mentioned that you need to include certain examples, which is the real which he has experienced, and you have like clearly mentioned call to action. Like these can be improved.
Good. Yes. What else? What else? So here in this evaluation, the speaker has a direction that they can go into, right? That this is something I can possibly incorporate in my next table topic speech or prepared speech. Yes? Now, this is where the job of an evaluator gets really important. Because there would be someone who would be coming onto the stage for the very first time and they would listen your evaluation. They would hang on to each and every word you say. I remember, okay, how many of you have given icebreaker speeches? Okay, guess icebreaker speech is something that when you join a club, you give a 4 to 6 minute speech by introducing yourself. As the name suggests, breaking the ice. You get to know the club gets to know you. I gave my first icebreaker in the year 2021. And I was nervous. I was like, oh dear, this is the most important and at the same time nerve-wracking project that I'll do. My icebreaker was that it was back in 2016 when I first climbed the stage because my college had a Miss Freshers contest. And I was somehow in the final round and I had to give a speech, a little speech that why do you want to be Miss Freshers this year? And I climbed onto the stage. There were about 250 people, a big auditorium, and I froze. So that was my motivation behind joining Toastmasters, and that was a 4 to 6 minute speech I gave there. My evaluator comes. He said, Ayushi, great speech. You did this. You did A, B, C well. You did D, E, F well. You can do F well, and you'll be do better. But the thing is, I remember his kind words. He said that you were energetic, and I could see the pain you had to go through when you were able to deliver the speech for the first time. I remember his evaluation till date, and it is in one of the reasons that I'm still in Toastmasters because if he had ridiculed me in that, they probably have. The point of that story is evaluation. Word itself means to provide value, and your word counts. And that is why we have this workshop and how to give effective evaluation because you don't know what the other person did. And that is why evaluation is important. Does that make sense? Why evaluation are important and what evaluation is?
Yes.
Absolutely. If let me just share the screen. You have to do it from here itself. Screen visible? What is an evaluation? Can anyone read the definition?
An evaluation is a feedback that helps the receiver know what could have been better, and
How exactly to improve. How do you know it? What worked? What would have been better? And how one call to action? Okay. How many of you have given an evaluation? I asked this question before. Good. How many of you have given an icebreaker evaluation? Rashmi, only you? No one else? Pallavi? Okay. Okay. So evaluation, if we talk about here, you have resources to refer to give evaluation. In work, let's say you have to evaluate your manager's performance. That how is he? Is he supportive? Is he welcoming? Is he helping you climb your career trajectory or not? Right? These are some of the points you would see. There is always a list that you would need to follow to give an evaluation. Here in Toastmasters, if you would have seen, taking this the icebreaker example, the purpose here, can anyone read the purpose?
Sir, please read.
Purpose statement, it says, the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech.
Yes. So an icebreaker speech has a purpose. As we are taking icebreaker as the base, and then we'll move forward. The speech structure. What is a speech structure? It has a proper opening, a content, which is called the body, a closing, right? If they did that, the purpose of the icebreaker is done, and you as an evaluator will be concerned on that part only. This is your page 1, okay? And you as an evaluator will make notes on what the speaker excelled at, what they may want to work on, and something that they can challenge themselves with. Okay? This is how a Toastmasters evaluation resource looks like. Page number 2. Okay. Rashmi, what does it say? Not visible, I'll zoom in.
No, I can read it.
Okay.
For the evaluator, in addition to your verbal evaluation, please complete this
form. Yes. So these are additional points that you can consider in your evaluation, which is clarity, okay? The spoken clarity, whether the language they spoke was easily understandable or not. The vocal variety. It comes at a later stage. But this is one of the parameters that you can consider to include it in your evaluation. Later, the primary purpose being, what is the primary purpose? You just read it. Structure of the speech.
Structure of the speech, opening body.
Yes. Vocal variety, whether they had eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, and interest, whether the audience was interested and engaged in your content or not. You make a rating here. Again, we'll discuss what these ratings are, and you can make a comment here. What is this comment? Whether they did well, whether it could have been better, or something that they can work on. If this is one of the core elements that you want, you can comment it here. Okay? Now, does that make sense? Any questions till now?
No.
Now, here they have a scale of 5 to 1. 5 being the most exemplary, and 1 being developing. What does this scale mean? It is explained in page number 3. If we pick up one of the criteria, which is clarity, 5 means exemplary public speaker who is always understood. In your opinion, you could mark if you really felt that the speaker is at high level and they don't need any improvement at the moment. I don't think there is any kind of speaker who doesn't need any improvement. Okay, so this is the scale of what your marking stands for. Okay, as an evaluator, how many of you have ever come down to page 3? No. Sure.
I have read
You
one
have?
while giving the speech.
This should be done prior. I specifically made the purpose. We're not really sure on what purpose we are evaluating, right? We just evaluate. Okay, there is a speaker who's coming onto the stage. I'll think this, I'll say this and that, and do that. 2 to 3 minutes. So, purpose, you need to be aware of what the purpose is. This is on paper. For the speaker, it could be different. Now, for example, if I am a speaker and if I come onto the stage and I just start regurgitating my biodata to you that I am Ayushi Rai, I was born in, let's say, 10th of December 1945 in New Delhi, and I live with my parents, then got married and blah, blah, blah. Within the next half an hour, who would be able to remember all the data? No one, right? No one.
But if I'm here and my evaluator, let's say, what's your name, sir? Kashish is my evaluator, and I tell him that Kashish, listen, this will be my icebreaker speech, but I want to give this speech for my father's retirement, who's retiring next month. I have this data. I'm collecting these stories from my childhood till date, and my dad really likes to listen to stories. So can you help me evaluate and tell me what I did well and what could I done, or what could have I done well? Now, as an evaluator, would you be like keenly listening to me that okay, how can I help her make this speech better for her dad? Yes.
Yes.
This is the purpose on the project that introduced to the club or on the basis of basic speech structure. But my purpose is to present a speech for my dad's retirement. Same thing. Evaluation would be done on that part, but my purpose is clear too. And he knows my purpose because he talked to me earlier that why are you winning this speech? As a speaker, as an evaluator, reach out to your speaker. What project or purpose they are working on, and why are they giving the speech in Toastmasters first. Okay, well, let me stop here. Any questions till now? No. Okay. That is for Toastmasters.
One question. Let's say there is no specific purpose, like it's ice-breaking speech, and we are just getting to start with this speech. So then, what we need to mention?
There always is. If you ask anyone what led you to Toastmasters, they will always have a reason. They just have to dig down a bit. Give them time. That if you don't know it today, let me know tomorrow. Think about it. There is always a purpose. You just have to find what it is. Now, this is for Toastmasters. Outside Toastmasters, like I spoke about some of the evaluations that you might have to give at work. Why am I suddenly getting so many hands? Have you ever filled out this kind of an evaluation form? No?
No.
Your manager definitely has. I can tell you. Okay. Have you ever taken an interview? Taken an interview? Yes. Is there any? Have you ever filled out a form that why this person should be hired and this person should not be? There are some points that you need to mark on and then give comments, right? And have you ever received an email from the interviewee that please let me know how it went? Not an email, even a conversation that how it went well and what could have I done better? I don't know about you, but I always ask this question. If you have to answer that question, you can't just be vague that you did this well, you did that well, right? You have to be specific that I liked your technical knowledge, but you have to go in more depth in order to answer these questions because in a role, we require a person who knows depth in one technology because this is the feedback that I really got and it helped me ace my next interview. So even at work, you have a purpose. The purpose here being you are evaluating the performance of an individual. Their promotion could be on the line. They might be hired or not hired based on your sheet. So that is why evaluation is important. Make sense? Okay. Now, this was how to read an evaluation form. Okay. What image do you see? Tree. A tree.
A tree.
Yes. This is the approach. Good. This is the approach that we'll discuss. Now, a tree has branches. How many? N number of branches? More than one, definitely, right? Branches are basically that answer the question, what did I observe? I showed you. Can you recognize the image on the right? Evaluation form image, yes. What did I observe? This answer can be answered using the evaluation form, which you will always have, whether in Toastmasters, whether at work, whether at even dealing with a kid. You'll know that, okay, you do not need to put salt where you need to put sugar. You'll have the idea what observation. Many observations can be there. Trunk. How many trunks does a tree have? Yes.
there will be mostly one major feeling that you would feel throughout the speaker is on the stage, right? Like Lakshya, when she was on the stage, it felt like, okay, she has a lot of knowledge on the topic, and we are receiving on the receiving end of the knowledge, right? One feeling would be there. This
No problem. I can't sit. Okay. Go ahead.
I will subject it out.
I can't sit.
Okay. Root. How many roots does a tree have? One. You should know the answer. The tree has one root. It is the core on which the tree stands. That is why root is important. That if they could remember one thing from my evaluation, what should it be? And this is the core thing that will help their speech elevate from here to here, one level to another. Make sense?
Yes.
Questions? How to bring your evaluation to life? When a speaker gives their speech, there are a lot of things going on in our minds, right? As an evaluator, like the storyline that they want us to be on, we are on that ride. Then we are jotting down points that what they did well on the basis of the evaluation sheet that we discussed. A lot of things go on in our mind, but how to provide structure to that thing? Again, just like a speech, we have an opening for evaluation as well. How do you open your evaluation? Okay, before I go into that point, do you think evaluation in itself is a speech?
Yes.
Good. Glad we're in the same page. Good. So the way you open is what worked best in the speech. How did I start Lakshya's evaluation?
Clear thought process.
Good. That was the best part that stood out for me in her speech. So I started with the best possible quality of her speech. And why did I like it? What is it and why? That will bring on to your opening. Your body is divided into three parts. What worked well, and the way you answer it is, what did I observe? Do you remember the evaluation sheet? Yeah. There were many points, right? You pick out the two most important points that you want to include in your body for branches. Then, trunk, based on your observations, what did I feel? For example, if the speaker might have a lot of information in their speech, they tend to rush that they don't go overtime, right? One of the ways I could say that is, I felt that you were quite rushed. I was still on point A, but when I was listening to you, you were on point C. I feel that it was too rushed. One of the ways to say. So that is how you express your feeling. That was one part. What worked well? What could have been better? Again, consist of branches and trunk. Does that make sense? What could have been better? Again, for example, okay, the example that I gave was for this one. What worked well, for example, in Lakshya's case, thought clarity. She was clear and had a chronological order. That worked well. What could have been better? Example, rushed. That would come in second part. Now the third is the core, the root. One thing that even if they forget my 3-minute evaluation, one thing that would stay with them is the root. That what is the one thing that would elevate their speech the most? That is your body, concluded by a summary, which is summarize my evaluation with respect to the purpose of the speech.
What is purpose of the speech?
That can depend on the speaker.
Based on what is written on the evaluation resource. The purpose that we read up, right?
Yes.
That. So this is where you tell or summarize briefly on what worked well, what could have been better, and one thing that stood out the most, and whether the purpose was fulfilled or not. This is your summary. Again, opening body summary, open with the best part of their speech, what worked the best for them and why. Body has two parts, what worked well, what could have been better, which is further branched out to the observations and the feeling, and one thing that would make the best for the speech, one thing that would elevate the speech the most, and finally a summary, a brief summary, a 30 seconds. Does that make sense, or is it too complicated?
Just one doubt. Like,
Yeah.
I'm confused between the role of trunk and the root. Because they are giving me the same feel. Like,
And the root. Trunk is your observations.
Okay.
What you, trunk is the feeling, what it made you feel.
Okay.
Like in her speech, the branches were the context knowledge. Yes. Observation was, okay, I'm at the receiver end and you made a complex topic simple for me.
Okay.
The one thing that would elevate the speech most is, it looked like she had experienced some of those. I would have liked to listen more of her experience. That is the one thing that would have changed your speech from narration to active, like living in the moment. So that is the one core thing that I would want her to remember, even if she forgets my evaluation. That is your one thing that would elevate the speech the most. Make sense?
Just to elaborate your point, when you look at it, the first thing you look at is the leaves. So the branches are the first thing that come into your right? So the most observable, basically, what did I see? That's a branch. Now the trunk, it is supporting the branches, so it bears the branch. So it is basically, it would feel very heavy or light depending on how the branch is. So trunk is your feeling. Root is the cause or the effect. So in case of a positive feedback, what effect it had on me? What do I take away from the speech? And in the case of constructive feedback, what can I give to the speaker so that they can? Two examples. So when you're doing positive feedback, branches, Ayushi, you had excellent eye contact, made me feel involved. Trunk, okay. I wish I could learn eye contact like you. Learning. Okay. Rupinder, your voice was kind of flat. Now we're doing constructive feedback. At points, I felt disengaged because you were speaking in a monotone. Consider bringing vocal variety. Maybe increase the pace. Now you are telling me what I can take from the speech. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Accurate? Not accurate?
So just one last thing, like the root part is like what can be improved. It's not the observation.
It's what can be improved or what can you learn.
Yes.
In case of positive feedback, what can you learn? In case of constructive feedback, what can you have the person learn?
One thing that you would want them to include in their speech. Okay. Okay. Now comes the. Okay. Any other questions? Because this is where you spring into action. Two branches, one trunk, one most impact that the speech will create. This is the template we are going to follow. And for your eye, just make a note of the evaluations, the parameters that you will be evaluating upon on, because the next speaker is going to be the professor and you will be evaluating his speech based on what we discussed. Okay? Just a 1 to 2 minute speech.
I think root part will be empty then.
Think, that is the challenge. What is the one thing you want him to do differently or that would elevate his speech?
Deliberately makes.
That is a challenge. So the purpose on which you will evaluate your next speaker will be For the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Okay. On the parameters will be clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, interest. Okay. And I will have this on slideshow for your reference. What was this? The structure. The icebreaker evaluation, yes, the structure. Okay. Are we ready to proceed? Listen to the speech and then start with the evaluation.
We'll be getting an evaluation sheet, or we just need to.
We don't have it. We don't have. I'll just follow the structure here. Even if you have other points, feel free to. No worries at all. Okay, but I can go.
Ask.
Class.
You're a drinking person, otherwise I would not have straight from the bottom. I'm not a drinking person. I don't drink, I don't smoke, women don't come.
Okay, so before the speaker, let me introduce him. So you know a little bit about your speaker. So, Rupinder Singh is a seasoned training professional with 3 decades of experience in training and development. He is also a twice distinguished Toastmaster, which is the highest qualification available in the Toastmasters education program. In August 2018, Rupinder represented his district in the World Championship of Public Speaking at Chicago, where he stood second in the semifinals. In addition, he was the Toastmaster of the Year in 2022, a District 41 finalist at the International Speech and Evaluation Contest in 2021. Rupinder secured the 3rd place in District 41 Evaluation Contest in 2022, and he was also the District semi-finalist in Table Dropping Contest that year. Thank you, sir, for coming. Willing to give you a speech. Okay. So the speech, the topic I have for sir is Rupinder Singh. Rupinder Singh, please tell us about yourself. Please tell us about yourself, Rupinder Singh.
And what is there to tell? She said it now. Let me share my vision with you. My vision is to do to education what Canva did to graphic design. There was a world before Canva, and there was a world after Canva. Before Canva, we used to have Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, and I would watch graphic designers go at them, and I would feel that they would get paid for every click, and most of the times they made unnecessary clicks because it could be done within a one click and within a single click, but they would obviously take about 10 clicks to do something. I could never understand Photoshop or Illustrator. You can get that. And then Canva happened. Suddenly, a person as novice as I was could now dream of making posters that would be the envy of some of the best Photoshop experts out there. It kind of brought graphic design to me the way internet brought us all closer. In effect, it democratized graphic design. I want to do the same for learning and development. I envision a platform where anyone can have access to learning almost anything, be it in an online classroom, be it in an in-person classroom, at a rate that doesn't burn their pockets. So my long-term vision in life is to have this learning platform to democratize learning, just as Canva did to graphic design or the World Wide Web did to internet. Madam Topics Master.
Okay. Let's have 2 minutes so that you can form your evaluation, and then we will have a discussion on it. 2 minutes on the clock have started. Few more seconds, and then we'll start having evaluations. The purpose of the speech, the purpose of the evaluation is to evaluate the structure of the speech. Someone in the chat asked, so
Yeah. Okay.
Swati, the structure of the speech.
Okay.
Okay. It is about 3 minutes, so I think we can start with the evaluation. Who would want to give their evaluations first? I have had a bit of interaction with the in-person audience, but like someone from online to give it a try. So that's me. Darshan, would you like to share your evaluation?
Right. I would suggest if the new members can go ahead first, please.
Okay. Rashmi, would you like to give the evaluation first? Okay. Yeah. Please help me welcome Rashmi with the front. All right. So, TTM Rupender, he started with a great humor, which helped us connect to all the audience present here, and he addressed Toastmaster Ayushi as well. Then he started by giving a great example, which is relatable to everyone, and breaking down complex things into a layman language so that a 5-year-old can also understand, is what he did best. So he started with the example of how the life was before Canva, when we were using the complex illustrators, After Effects, and how difficult it made our life. And then he switched how Canva has really helped our lives. And he explained how he felt when he was working on those graphic illustrators, how complex it was, and how it solved the life of millions of people. So he made us feel that situation, that how difficult it was earlier and how easy it is when a real solution has been out in the market. So then he explained what he is doing. He is building a learning and development platform. He connected a real problem to his own app or website that he's working on, and how he's helping millions of people to become a better learner. So that's what he did the best. Few recommendation for you is that if you could have added your website or app or what tool you're working on, maybe, so that people can follow you and see you on your website or wherever you're listed out. So that would have been great. Also, I would love to hear what you do apart from your work. Maybe if you could have shared what do you do outside your work, what are your hobbies, that would have helped us know you a little bit better. So that is how I.
That is the details of our evaluation that put the positives and what went well and what could have been done better. One recommendation is summarize towards the last. You followed all the opening, the body, what could have been, what he did well, what could have been better. One root takeaway to include other aspects as well. Summarize towards it also. That happens as a recollection in the last 30 minutes. But apart from that, excellent work. Good. A strong start.
Ma'am, can I ask a question?
Yeah. Question and answers will have it after the evaluation, Sana. Okay, who else would like to give the evaluation? Someone from the online, I would recommend. Swati, would you like to share your evaluation?
Sure.
Somebody raised their hand.
Swati. Okay, Swati, stage is yours.
All right. So, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'll start with the evaluation now. So, yeah. So the speech which you started with, you excelled at the storytelling part. So how you started with an example and related it, made it relatable uh, with a common example. How uh, how you compared it with Canva life before Canva, how it was difficult and how it became easy, and what is your vision related to the work which you do, how you compared it with that. So the storytelling was something which I really liked. The clarity of the speech was also there. So if I have to uh, tell that what are the two elements which clearly stood out for me was the purpose of what you want to achieve, and the clarity and vision which you had. In terms of what could have been better, so one thing which I felt was missing here is maybe you could have elaborated a little more on how you are aiming to achieve that. And it's kind of similar to what Rashmi also said, that we know that you want to elevate the uh, in the edtech space or education space. You want to make life simpler, you want to educate people, etc. But how are you going to that? How are you going to do that? So that would have been, that would have added a spark for me as well. So overall, it was comprehensive, highlighting. The structure was also really well. It was a story coming across, and if you could have added little bit of how you are going to do that, it would have made it complete. So that's my that's the evaluation from my end.
That is excellent. Thank you, Swati, for your evaluation. Clearly mentioned, a good opening in your evaluation. What stood out the best for you? And the 2 points for what worked well, what could have been better, and a good summary of your evaluation. That was very well done. Okay. How much time do we have left for the meeting?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. So we'll just have one more evaluation and then we'll move on to question and answers. Huh? What's your name?
That's it.
Sachin. Please help me welcome Sachin.
So first of all, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. For the evaluation, I mean, I'm not the fully on Toastmaster, but this is my second, so whatever I can do, I'm putting into that. So, in terms of you started with a very clear vision that is very much understandable to everyone. Even a 5-year kid can understand your vision. How the Canva like changed the world. How it is before Canva and how it is after Canva. Energy level was very good. Voice modulations, energy levels, and the way I mean you have presented your speech. I believe that everyone getting interest into that once you started your table topic. The thing which can be improved, I think everyone has already been elaborated on that, which is like everyone, even I also wanted to understand like what have been achieved by you in terms of like what is the milestone you have achieved in learning and development, and what as a what different thing, what other startups like an academy or uh, you know some good startups in R&D has not resolved that, and how you are resolving that problem. In terms of energy level was very bad, very good. Sorry. To summarize the speech, the vision was very clear, energy level was very good, voice modulations was excellent. Just one thing to have more clarity on what has been done and what can be achieved as a in learning and development. Nice.
Structure. Good structure followed. I just have 2 opinions on how you can do better. When you started, you said I'm not a Toastmaster, and I don't need to say that. Everyone has an evaluation. Straight away dive into it. And second, I like that you were engaged with the audience and the speaker as well, more towards the speaker. The evaluation is for the audience collective and the speaker as well. Okay. I know the speaker position is slightly away from the stage, but include all via eye contact. Okay. Well, thank you. The stage is now open to question and answers. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. Yes.
I can ask from here.
Yeah.
I'm so in most cases when there is an evaluation, the thing is if my manager is there, there is someone senior. But in such a case where I know that the person I'm evaluating has a higher ceiling, then if I'm evaluating something or if I'm giving some constructive feedback, there is a chance I might question my own judgment because I feel that they have a better ceiling, so I might have a wrong judgment about them being saying something wrong. So in this kind of case, how do I try to evaluate a person that I know is like has a better ceiling in the same thing that we are trying to evaluate?
Rupinder sir has been a Toastmaster for over a decade. And I think we are all Toastmasters for 5 or less than 5 years here. By default, he has a much higher ceiling. He has been to the international stage. He has delivered hundreds of speeches and workshops. This is here in Toastmasters, which is a non-profit organization. In work, you would have your C-level executives or even your managers. You would have an opinion which might be very different from theirs. It's the way you voice your opinion that matters. We all had like the vision he has, I don't know about you, but for me, it's really hard to grasp that this is a big level goal that he wants to achieve. And I don't know how it would be possible, but he has that vision. We were able to pinpoint some of the holes in it, but we presented in a respectful manner, right? Which was like agreeable by all and gave him value as well. The point that I'm trying to make is there will be people who would have decades worth of more experience than you. And you might question your judgment. Might be wrong, could be wrong, doesn't that I agree. But the way you put it forward is what matters. Put it forward in a way that, okay, this is my opinion. What do you think about it? He could accept it, he could reject it. That's his that is up to him. But you would voice your opinion in a respectful manner, right? That is onto you, and you will do the way it is meant to be. Does that answer your question? Okay. We'll have a discussion on the state of that. Yeah, Pallavi.
Yeah,
do we know that the
can I
person
also
is-
add to that?
Yeah, sure. Swati?
Yes.
Swati?
Yeah. So, to the question which was asked earlier, I think one key point while voicing your opinion is that you have to maintain the dignity, as well as keep your emotions aside and provide feedback which you truly feel, and that definite, like, based on the experience which the other person will have, they will definitely be able to understand what's the feedback. So sometimes when when we are judging whether our own judgment or evaluation would make sense or not, it's just a matter of learning and expressing your thoughts clearly. I think that is what matters.
I'll just add to that. I mean, if what you're adding is constructive feedback, always say criticize in confidence, praise in public. If you criticize in confidence, praise in public. If what you have is going to be critical, take that person aside and say, this is what I felt in a respectful manner. If you say it in a room full of gathering that you didn't make sense, obviously you're inviting trouble. So criticize in confidence, praise in public. Make sense?
Thank you. Thank you, Pallavi. Oh, sorry.
Pallavi, you have a question.
Swati. Yes, Pallavi.
Yes, I have a question regarding the person. Let's say if I have a feedback for somebody and I want to share, how do I know that that person is open for the feedback? Because some people might think that that person is just, giving or saying something or criticizing. So feedback is different from criticism. But at the same time, how do you know that the other person understand that?
Well, you provide the feedback that you have and you let the other person absorb it or not. Like, that is why I was focusing a little more on the part where the root part, which is one thing that you for sure want the speaker to take away. Because in a 2 to 3 minute evaluation, there would be many things that you would cover. Half of them they might forget after 10 minutes. But the one thing that you really think that would make a difference in the speaker, state it clearly and explain it. And present your thoughts in the most persuasive manner you can. You do your best and leave it up to them whether they would accept it or not. Answer that question? Does that help?
Again, it's the same principle. If you're evaluating a Toastmaster speech, then that person has come to the stage to be evaluated. So you don't have a problem whether they're going to receive it or not. If you're doing it in real life, that point, again, it depends on who you are, where you are, and what are you going to say. It depends on that. And ultimately, how you say it. If you're going to say it in a respectful manner, 90% people will listen. 10% people will. That's why you have good and bad people. Okay.
I just had a thought reflecting on certain personal experiences. Whenever an evaluation is an evaluation, right? Good, bad, ugly. In evaluation, and when we are in a position given to evaluate, obviously the person is aware, unless it's otherwise. Always reflect that if you've evaluated, it means you've gone through the thought behind it, reflect it on yourself. You do the same thing, you get that evaluation. How would you interpret and how would you, react or respond to it? So उसमें क्या होता है, the things get ironed out very well, and automatically your words become so fine that it is actually not piercing. It is more of, the thing. So it's the personal. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
The same thing that I want for myself, I'm telling it to you. So it comes naturally. Yeah. Good point. Any other questions? Online?
One, not a question. It's a challenge only. So as I am new to this kind of evaluations, when someone is speaking, there are a lot of information coming in. So I feel difficult to absorb that and put it, like for example, I need to summarize it or find the root or maybe find a good term. How can I like properly organize whatever I'm listening and create a good
My
evaluation?
way of doing it is I write down everything. And when I have the time to formulate my evaluation, I pick and like one page, I have everything the speaker says, everything that goes into my mind. Like you mentioned, that there are a lot of things goes into the mind, right? Write it down. When I have the time to formulate the evaluation, follow the structure. The one thing that worked best is point that they were humorous for in this case. I would start the evaluation with humorous and then fill in the blanks with the template. So like you have 15 points and only 5 you want to cover, you will be able to pick those 5 points and use it in your evaluation. Write everything down so that you, even if you don't need it, that's fine. But the information that you have, you'll be able to transfer it to the other sheet. Okay. Any other questions? We are on yellow. We still have time if there are questions.
Just one question. As everybody know that AI is like having incorporated into every process. So should we include AI as well here to evaluate? For example, if we put a tablet with a Gemini and put a prompt that evaluate that person after the speech, so that the evaluator can also observe that what things has been missed, and even the speaker can also observe that these are certain evaluation points which can also be adapted.
If you have the time, you can. But in a Toastmasters setting, we have a jam-packed agenda and there's hardly any time for AI interpretation. But I understand where you're coming from. If it's work, definitely use AI helps. Have a second pair of eyes, look at it, even if it helps, and send the evaluation if it's formed. But if in Toastmasters and even in evaluation contest, if you take part, there would be a target speaker just like he gave a speech, but the speaker would be for 5 to 7 minutes. And then you will be given 5 minutes to write your evaluation. And during that point, all of the devices are kept aside. You won't be able to use it. It would be all up to your skill, what you collected from the speaker, and the skill to pick and choose the best points and put it in the evaluation. Initial days, maybe you can use if you need a helping hand. But I would suggest initially avoid it because once you get fluent, you wouldn't need AI much else.
Just to add to that point, so our each and every meeting is recorded. So you can do self-evaluation as well after the meeting by uploading your video.
And two things. One, if you use AI in an evaluation contest, that would count as cheating, first and foremost. Okay, you'll get disqualified. No questions asked. Second, to your point that if you can give your speech to Gemini, Toastmasters actually has an AI platform. It's called Udly. Udly will evaluate your speech. The only problem is Udly has a very limited number of tokens. You're going to run out of tokens after one speech only, and then Udly is going to ask you to pay money. If you want to pay money, go ahead and do it. But to what Ayushi said, do it yourself first. Because you have a style of evaluation. You want to use that style. You don't want to use Udly style or somebody else's style. Make sense?
Any other questions? On a count of 3, 2, and 1. Thank you. And that concludes it. And I hand back the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Palvi.
How was the round? Did you guys learn about the evaluation?
Yes.
Okay, before we move to the second part of the meeting, we would discuss our takeaways. So, who is going first? What you learned, Rashmi?
For me, the direct feedback was to summarize it. So definitely that is one of the things.
Summary. Okay, so evaluation should have a summary in the end. That's one learning. Anybody else?
For me, it was to construct the evaluation. First, we should start with the goals, and then the feedback should go to the speaker. The call of action is must, because most of the time we miss the call of action. We give him, your speech was not good, your voice was not good, but what he needs to do to improve that.
Okay.
That is the most important thing which I did.
So the second is call to action. Means you're providing a feedback to the speaker so that they can improve. Anybody else?
So for me,
We're coming to the online audience. Give us a minute. Yes.
So for me, the biggest takeaway is there has to be structure to everything. It may not be too intimidating, but once we have a framework in the mind, it's something like you say you do one thing, how you do one thing, you do everything. So self-evaluation, evaluating situation, anything in the world. So thank you so much for that.
Okay. Thank you. So that is a structure. Like you have a template, like how to provide a feedback. So from the online audience, who raised
Hi,
hands?
Avni.
Toastmaster Avni, please go ahead. What did you learn from this workshop?
My biggest takeaway was understand the purpose of the speech. Why the person is, what is the purpose of that individual? Why he's delivering a speech? Understand that brings empathy because you really want them to succeed. Like Toastmaster Ayushi mentioned about an example of speech of, or somebody wants to give a speech on their father's retirement, and we really want to be invested in helping them give a beautiful speech, right? So understanding the intent of that person who's giving the speech so that you can really empathize and help them improve, rather than just bluntly listening to it and give some little points, but being more invested in their speech at a human level.
Okay. I think you're talking about branches, trunk, and the roots, right? To summarize?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Avni. So for me, when I used to give evaluation, it was very confusing for me to how do I, form it. So when the speaker was speaking, I used to draft the evaluation speech, my evaluation speech, and it was like, what should I don't used to remember like what exactly the speaker had said. So one takeaway for me was that you can just note down the pointers while the speaker is speaking, and afterwards you can have a evaluation speech form. So that was my learning. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayushi. Yes, go ahead.
I mean, I just have a small learning from Rupendra's speech is that he majorly he focused also on the audience, what kind of audience is playing. I'm assuming 95% of the audience is from corporate background.
Yeah.
And he started his conversation by giving the example of Canva. He could have given any left, right, center example, but he started with the example of related to business.
Okay, thank you.
One more question. Can you share that PPT over group or somewhere? Maybe if you want to see.
I'll do that.
Okay, sure.
Let's move to our second round, that is table topic. And I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Saurav. Please clap for it.
Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, a very warm good afternoon. Today, I am Saurav, and today I have the most exciting job in the meeting. I'm a table topic master, and this is one of the most interesting part of the meeting, where quick thinking meets confident speaking, and a little bit fun off is guaranteed. So our table topic is about sharing your thoughts on the spot. There are no right or wrong answers, only interesting perspectives of yours. And one of the best thing about table topic session, the guests are also welcome to participate. So guests, please feel free to jump in and enjoy the experience with us. Let me introduce the rules. You will receive a topic on the spot. You can take 10-15 seconds for thinking. Then you can start your speech. The time duration will be 1 to 2 minutes. And each table topic speaker will have we'll have an sorry for that. We'll have their own evaluator for their speech, and relax, be yourself, and have fun. Now,
Just once again, are we keeping evaluators for the topics?
okay. Now, who would like to volunteer first for the table topic session? Anybody from online audience? Yeah. Huh? 10 minutes break.
These speakers you can have
Evaluator.
if you want to be on this evaluator, please volunteer now.
It's already
Decided ways that I can evaluate
So if anyone wants to be his table topic speech evaluator, please raise your hand.
Somebody who has not come
In
to the stage.
person or online, anyone. For a chance so that you can practice what we learned today. And once you get delivered the evaluation, then I will evaluate the evaluation as well. So is there anyone who want to evaluate the speech before he gives?
I
Okay. Okay.
Nandil? Yeah. Hi. You can choose anybody. Just choose anybody. Just choose.
Toastmaster.
Not for evaluator. Just for your table topic.
I'll choose Vivanshu.
Vivanshu, can you just think a number between 1 to 5? Any number. 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Yeah.
4.
4. So your table topic is when you feel like giving up, remember how far you have already come. Your topic, when you feel like giving up, remember how far you have already come. And then, yeah, thank you.
When you feel giving up, then we realize how far we have come. It was 2020, Corona was going on, and I had to pass some of the situations. And even I can tell you, I had a breakup. That was the time when I was feeling to get some sleep. I was feeling to get some relief. I was at my low. I was not getting what is happening with me. My emotions were out of my control. And that was the time I realized, who am I? What is happening with me? Who is controlling me? How all these things are going with me? Then I went into deep, found some of the books. I started reading. I started watching videos. I started connecting with the similar kind of friends who have elevated themselves from tough situations. And then I came to know how far I have come. I am above most of the people. They are creating trouble for me. I have all the potential to overcome any battle which is going in my life. I'm already master of my life. I can design it the way I want to create it. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Anil, for your and all. That's the reason I always come regularly, because I know the previous I joined is a little bit how to speak in front of you all. Now it's a little bit easy for me. That's the reason I come. Now, audience, we have 10-minute break, and after we will catch up again. We will catch up again. Yeah. 110. Now it's like 110. Yeah. When you feel like giving up, remember not our book. They've already gone. Okay.
नहीं it's speaker to speaker to say evaluator, then evaluator, then evaluator, then me, then you will ask timer to give you report. Okay.
पानी मंगवाते हैं ना.
We have more water.
Of course.
It's Koji thing. Hey Swati, is it finished or it's going on?
I think they have taken a 10 minutes break for now. And
Okay.
I think it's continued till 1:30.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
We can start.
Welcome back, Toastmaster. Now let's move forward to the second section, second speaker. Up. Who would like to give his speech? Who? Somebody? You will do? Oh. Now, you can choose any guy for your table topic or a girl. Ayushi. Ayushi, just think. Number two. Okay. Kalan, your topic. If you want to change your world, change your words. If you want to change your world, change your words. Usman Kalan, over to you. You're welcome. I think if you do for thinking, then you can start.
Can I get another topic?
Ask her.
It's not good.
Try it.
For choosing the correct words.
Okay. Okay. So if I want to change the world, I would definitely try to avoid the war. In previous wars which we had, especially with our neighboring country during the time of partition. So this word itself, I want to change, and I want to replace it with a very, very different, peace, or I should, or I can replace this word with a peace, so that the partition would have never happened. We would have never been came into the war zone, and this is I guess last year we had uh, the war for the third time, and there were many tensions over the border. And just to be on the other side, when I was in school, Atif Aslam used to be my favorite singer. But the Bollywood mafia is not able to. They are not allowing him to sing in our Bollywood movies. So yes, I miss him, I'm definitely sure that it is vice versa as well. The people from that country, they are also missing this thing. So yes, I want to change this word of partition to peace, or yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Akalan, for not giving us. Now, thank you for. Let's end the table topic session. Thank you everyone for your energy, and back to the all the evaluators. Now, I will call the evaluator first. Toastmaster Harsh for the name speech.
This is the first time I'm trying to evaluate someone. I will try my best to do so. I will just blindly follow the framework. So, in the first part, the opening, he reiterated the if in case so is on the same page. After that, he started with his personal story, adding the corona element to it. That makes us to the whole topic, and this is the way by feeling it and making everyone feel it. And few things that I would like you to improve is, first of all, eye contact. I noticed as we are in a hybrid setup, you could have made eye contact more with the online audience as well. For the offline, you did quite well, 5 on 5. But for the online, you should try to look at the camera as well. The second part was gesture. You could have used more of your body. Try to be more expressive using your body. Lastly, I would say in the content part, ending, you can add in the logical sequence. Everything was right, but in the last part, I felt that there was some rush. Like you went into books, videos, and connecting with friends. But if you could have poured more information, what did you read in that book that made you motivate, or which friend motivated you? Like few more lines that could have closed the loop, I think. And in this way, you could have completed the topic. So this is my evolution from my end. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you, Harsh. Now calling the second evaluator, Toastmaster Anil. Please come on the stage for evaluating each of Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Aklank, right? Toastmaster Aklank, you started your speech with a very clear note what is going on in the world and how you want to bring the peace. So your topic was the world, how we can change the world by words, right? So you mentioned the critical situation which is going on in the world right now, which is the war. And just by settling the wars, we can settle the most of the problems, or even we can say we can change the world. So you started with a good cause which is going on currently in the world. Second thing, one thing that touched me was that you mentioned that you used to watch Atif Aslam shows, right? And now because of these wars, unsettling which is going on, because of that you are not able to see Atif Aslam shows. So it relates with all of us. Somewhere we are missing. All of us are missing something culture-wise. So that very eloquently you mentioned. So yes, and at last you also summarize the solution part of that. But coming to the observation, which I can think if these things will be added, then you can improve in your speech. First thing is that if you can bring some personal angle into that, that can be one you brought emotional angle. But if you can elaborate over that much, that is the first thing. Second thing, the summarize when you summarize your speech, you should have been more clear with the problem. This was the problem, and how you brought the solution by changing the words. Maybe some very specific example by changing the words, the story, something changed that you can bring into your story. Rest, somewhat I feel little bit disconnect in between. That also you can make a better eye contact with the audience, both online and offline. So that was rest. It was a good speech, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now back to the. Thank you everyone for your participation and energy. Back to the. Yes, sure. Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. Okay. Thank you, my table topic speech evaluators. I will keep it brief and short. Harsh, you followed the structure. Good points on what went well and how could have been better. What I would want you to consider in your next evaluation is you don't need to say the word branch, that this is a branch observation. Just state your observation. And you said that in gestures, ask Anil to add more body gestures and be expressive. How should I be expressive? Do you want me to move my hands? Do you want me to be expressive via my expressions? Be specific. Okay. And summarize. I'm specifically putting emphasis on summary because not right now we don't have a contest, but in when you go to the contest, evaluation contest, they do ask for summary. So make sure you have
15
something.
15 points in summary.
And then the same for you. You didn't have a summary in the evaluation. There was an opportunity in your evaluation. Your speaker was hesitant initially. We observed it, you observed it. Should have said it. At least if I were in your shoes, I would have said that even though you were hesitant, you still did not back out. You still stood on the stage and you gave a confident speech. That would have been my starting because that was the best part about his speech, what I felt. Okay. So address those part of the speech as well. You did have clear structure, you had observations, and what could have been better? Again, be more specific. Add personal angle. How he did share his story,
Okay.
but what else would you have wanted him to say? Specify that. Be make better eye contact. How? Look here. Look here. Look here. This is how you gauge the room. Specific. Okay. Apart from that, both speakers they were constructive, gave actions to work on, and definitely provided value. That was my evaluation. Thank you. And I hand back to Madam first.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayushi. Now I would like to call upon on stage our timer, Toastmaster Clunk. Could you please come on stage?
So, firstly, it was a great session by Ayushi. So, I mean, she has a great sense of time management because everything was under time. So she started her workshop at 11:49 a.m. and she took almost 56 minutes out of 60 minutes. Then there was a Rashmi who gave her TTM speech, I think. You took 1 minute 52 seconds. Swati took 1 minute 47 seconds, and Sachit took 1 minute 53 seconds. And yes, so coming back to Saurabh, who hosted Table Topic Masters. So Anil was the first speaker. He took 1 minute 27 seconds. Aklank took 1 minute 25 seconds. And Anil, you gave the Harsh, you gave the feedback of Anil within 2 minutes 9 seconds. And Anil, you gave my feedback in 2 minutes 10 seconds. And again, Ayushi, you just took only 2 minutes, exactly 2 minutes in the evaluation you gave on. But for Harsh and it was my turn.
You are already perfect. It didn't
was
come.
lost.
Yes,
Yes, sir, you took 1 minute 50. So thank you.
Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon on stage our presiding officer, Toastmaster Rashmi.
Thank you so much, everyone. Special thanks to Toastmaster Ayushi for hosting such an insightful session. I am confident that our next evaluation speeches would reflect today's learnings for sure. Okay, let's give a well-deserved round of applause to Toastmaster. She has shared a feedback form in our guest room. Just make sure you give a feedback to her and give us a thumbs up when it's done. Also, all right, so let's start with a quick round of feedback. So I would like to invite guest Ankit on stage to help us understand how you like the session.
You must be there, each other.
So basically, as initially mentioned, that why people join Toastmaster, there is always a reason. So my reason was to improve my oratory skills and like the thought process. It's not too constructive while speaking up. So that I want to work upon. Talking about here and the structure, the framework, everything was predefined and well defined actually. So loved it, and the energy is quite like ambience and energy. It is quite great here. And the reason I even came last week as well here to join the offline session, unaware that it's being held online. So the reason I wanted to join you physically because to understand the ambience. So thank you. It was great.
Let's hear from the online guest Swati.
Hi, team. This is the first time I have joined a Toastmaster session, and I was really like not aware of what exactly goes on here. The main purpose of me joining this was to improve my oratory skill, especially when I'm put on spot or going to give some speech around some audience. I think this thinking, the structured thinking, which is there in my mind, but if I'm able to deliver that properly, so that is the main purpose for which I am trying to join the club. So yeah, what I liked about the session was, first of all the participants, attendees. I really liked you all have similar purpose, similar kind of purpose, and working towards the same thing. So that's when I like that's what I liked, the energy. Um, and then yeah, the structure of this session was also good. So yeah, I could definitely see that how this joining this club can benefit others and how people are getting benefit from this. So yeah, it's that's all which I would provide as a feedback. The session was all in all good. Got to see glimpse of different things which you do there, storytelling, table topics and introductions and this timekeeping, etc. Giving evaluation summaries on the speeches. So yeah, it's all good. I think this all these constructive things will definitely help all of us improve.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, guest. Now let's hear from guest Gautam. Yeah.
Good afternoon once again. So, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, that my purpose of coming here, I just had a very, very basic idea that this works on your overall better presentation skills. So, I mean, after going through this, one compliment to all of you, the format and everything was very well aligned. So, it expressed that, yes, it's a proper established organization. So what you're delivering here is just not another thing happening, in one of those co-workings. So that is one for me. Number two, what did I learn and what would I like to take away from here is key. Okay, so I, with 51 years of experience in life, I've been doing a lot of things good, bad, and not right. One thing I have always wanted to work on, and rather I'm working at my individual level in my organization office is, whenever we are comfortable doing or speaking anything that we're doing, we are at our best. The moment we have, I mean, not a very, very corporatized or a very, a formal structure, the moment we have clarity on what to do anything, especially presenting yourself, makes your life easier and happier. There's an element of fulfillment at the end of it. So I personally feel that yes, irrespective, but I would love to join this organization, understand myself a little better, and make myself more comfortable in wherever and whenever I'm presenting myself, whether it is online, whether it is a session around these beautiful people. But yes, I would like to improvise and work on myself. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the valuable feedback. Anybody else who would like to share the feedback? Just DTM Prabendra sir.
I hate it when somebody says DTM Rupinder and then follows it up with a sir. It's been my dream to go into a club and say, I'm new to Toastmasters, I'm learning public speaking. Someone or the other always catches it out. So, what did we learn from the meeting today? I'd like to share some insights. First and foremost, evaluations. Should they be limited only to Toastmasters? Or we're going to take it outside? The problem with Toastmasters is not that we have a lack of talent or we have a lack of learning. The problem is that we don't apply that learning. We don't take it outside Toastmasters. How many of you are guests? And how many of you are on the fence about whether I should join, whether I should not join? You can be honest, that's fine. And they're not going to hold a gun to your head and say that.
Kind of is for me.
Okay. I'm going to share a story with you. It's going to take some time, so relax. It's a story of how I joined Toastmasters. In the summer of 2009, I was with Ameriprise Financial. It's a Fortune 250 company now, was a Fortune 300 company back then. And I was heading the learning and development team over there. Okay, quite a senior position. I could approve people's sleeves and that sort of thing. Okay. Now, one afternoon, I am sitting down to have my lunch. My shift started at 2 and I was going to have lunch before I started work. The entire cafeteria was empty. And just so you know, even though you will not believe it, I am an introvert. I am a very skewed introvert. I do not like to talk, especially when I'm having lunch. And the last person I want to talk to is my boss. And the last person that I wanted at the lunch table was standing on my head. The entire cafeteria is empty. He can go sit anywhere he wants, but his plate in his hand, he comes to me and he goes, empty. I look around the cafeteria when I go, rather violently. I mean, if it was a physical gesture, that guy would have been on the ground. No! Sit! I actually used the stone. And he sat down. Now, the worst in the world has happened. You can imagine the first thing you want to do is eat your food in peace. I'm eating my food, chewing loudly, make sure that he doesn't engage in a conversation. And guess what? He engages in a conversation. It's like, have you heard about Toastmasters? I'm eating my food. No. It's an organization that will help you improve your communication and leadership skills. Or I think you should join Toastmasters. What? Remember what I said earlier? I was the learning and development head in a Fortune, blah, 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 blah. Communication was the bread in my bread and butter. To say that I was not good at communication was like, hey, we need to talk about this. So I said in the most respectful of voices that what is wrong with my communication? I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with my leadership skills, but what is wrong with my communication? And he said, I didn't say there's anything wrong. I'm just asking you to join Toastmasters. There is a golden rule. You don't argue with your boss and never with your wife, for those of you who are planning to get married. So I just said, okay, I'll join it tomorrow. And he said, no, you will join it yesterday. Now, Prithvi, my boss, was an excellent boss, and I could do anything for him, but I could not go back in time and make changes. So yesterday became today, today became tomorrow, tomorrow became next week, next month, next year. I finally joined in May 2015, 6 years later. Trust me, not one day passes when I don't kick myself as to what I was doing for those 6 years. How many of you believe in numbers? How many of you believe that numbers tell a story? Super. So here is a number that is going to tell you a story. In 2011, I started classroom training. We had something called a TSS, a trainer satisfaction score, out of 5. Mine was 3.5 out of 5. From 2011 to 2015, before I joined Toastmasters, I made it to 3.8. Then I joined Toastmasters. In the next audit, 6 months later, I was at 4.3. I had gained more in 6 months through Toastmasters than I gained in the last 4 years. If there is a story that is told in numbers, this is it. So, any of you who's on the fence, please don't take 6 years. Okay? Join Toastmasters yesterday because I believe that storytelling can change the world. And today, more than any time else, this world needs storytellers. Madam President.
Indeed, this world needs storytellers. This is your sign to join Toastmasters. If you are thinking, then just go for it. Toastmaster Vibhanshu, our VP membership will help you guide through all the process. All right. So before we wrap up and take a group photo, I want to make a quick announcement. Our contest is coming, both the table topic and the speech contest on 31st of January. So if you're considering to participate, there is a registration form in the WhatsApp group. It's a pinned message. Go and fill out the registration form. How many of you are participating? Can you give me a raise of hand?
This will take place here or
Here only,
here?
yeah. And the winners will go to the area level. Yeah, hybrid. Okay, and one amazing thing, guests can also participate. Only the eligibility criteria is that you have to become a member. So you can participate in the table topic contest. Okay, last time the winner of our table topic contest was someone who just joined us 7 days ago before the contest. So if you're thinking you're just new to this, you're just starting out, don't, this is your sign. You can go for it definitely. And for the speech contest, can anybody tell me what is the eligibility criteria?
Level 2. PS2, I think level 2.
Level 2 must be completed. How many of you are considering and participating in the table topic? Oh, sorry, the speech contest. Ayushi, Vibhanshu, that's it. Anyone from the online audience? I think most of them have already left. Okay, so the speech 2 must be completed if your speeches have not been completed yet. So next week we are organizing the speechathon. If I'm correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we are organizing speechathon. If 1 or 2 speeches are pending, you can prepare, book your slot, check with VP Education Toastmaster Pallavi, and complete your levels and go for the speech contest. If you have
speech slots, let me know, I'll arrange. If you need speech slots, I'll arrange.
all right, any questions?
I have a thought to share.
Yeah.
So, as a guest, right, purely in my opinion, generally, whenever you go to a new place or a new thing altogether, I would have really appreciated if there could have been some prior information, a little more information about the program, a little bit on the format. That would make me more at ease with what is coming. So that would help make me more of the entire tour invested over here. So that's just a thought.
That's a great feedback, sir. So basically, we have a guest group. I think we have added you in that guest group. So for now, like we shared the flyer, the basic information about the meeting, but definitely we'll try to incorporate the agenda as well. That will be beneficial. Currently, we are sharing just in the members group, but we will incorporate in the guest group as well.
Right. So primarily from the point of view, what exactly Toastmaster is, as you break it down in 3 parts of what it is, a little agenda, because see all these terms, there's a speech contest or there's the tabletop evaluation going on. So I'm sure, as we go into this journey, we'll be learning it more, but as that is getting announced with the new guests also, so a little prior or, if you're a little more privy to it, it's really helpful.
Okay. Totally valuable for us. Okay, so we'll try to incorporate it. Our BPPR Toastmaster Nadusha, she joins us virtually. So she will make sure that she's including a little agenda so that we all are aware what we can expect out of the meeting. All right, so thank you for being such a wonderful audience. Let's take a Zoom feed and we can take a group photo. Online audience, turn on your cameras. I think Darshan has already left. Vishal Verma. Rahul Verma, can you turn on your camera? We are taking a group photo, if possible. Yeah, thank you so much. Few of the members can come here. Few of the members can, join from that camera. Swati, could you help us with the screenshot of the group photo?
Of course, I can. Let me pin down the one wherein there are most of the participants. Okay.
Actually, you're not visible. Pallavi, let's come here. Stay. Covering somebody. You're not coming. Come. We are coming. We're here.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have it. I will share it in the group.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
Can I have the number? The number is also in the book. Yes. 7900.
Yes,
Four,
we can
six,
do
nine.
that.
789.
Everyone, please join us for quick snacks.
789.